So, for starting, I propose that very shortly name and the organization you are coming from and the country, surely. And then we will start the presentation. Leo, be so kind and to spotlight. I'm Carmen, but I know all knows me from the last days and the activities. But I'm here also today as president of DANET, Danube-Networkers for Europe. But I'm not alone, and so you will see who we are. But starting as person, Carmen Stadelhofer, coming from Ulm. So, Emilia.
Hi, everybody. My name is Emilia Lisichkova, and I'm the chairperson of one non-governmental organization located in Sofia, Bulgaria. And I'm glad to be partner of Carmen and her organization for the second time. Now we Agora platform, which is the organizations that I'm representing, is one of the partners in DANET project, and it's my pleasure to see some the faces of some of our partners from the previous project, BBE project. So it's my pleasure to be here with you. Thank you.
Shortly.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Nadezhda Hrabkova, or Nadia. I come from Slovakia, Comenius University in Bratislava, and I also represent EFOS, European Federation of Older Students, as a president. And today I have a presentation about our activities. I'm glad to meet you again.
Nadia, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Next one, please. Helmut.
Yes. Okay. Good morning to everyone. It's nice to see some friends today. And well, I'm coming from Cologne. I represent the German network for senior students, and we are also member at EFOS. So I like to join this meeting.
Thank you, Helmut. Giovanna. Giovanna, do you hear us?
I am Fonte Maria Fra Leonardo Giovanna, President Federuni e come posso dire, tu hello.
Federuni is the Federation of the Universities of the Third Age in Italy, or one of the federations. Thank you for coming, Giovanna.
Thank you, Carmen, for all. Thank you. Thank you.
Dirk?
Yeah, good morning, everybody, and thank you, Carmen, for inviting me to this conference. My name is Dirk Jarre, as you see on the screen, and I'm the president of the European Federation of Older Persons, and I will entertain you during 10 minutes about this organization later. Thank you.
Thank you, Dirk, for coming. Really glad about. Next one, Emily.
My name is Emilia Velikova. I'm associate professor at the University of Russe, and 10 years we are working with Mrs. Carmen Stadelhofer on many projects for teaching and learning seniors. Thank you.
That's bello, Emilia.
So, Marcus? Right.
Yeah, my name is Markus Marquardt. Hello to all of you. I'm head or managing director of ZAWIF, which is a department at the Ulm University, and I'm also member of the board of DANET, and ZAWIF is as well member from EFOS and EURAG. So I'm very interesting and glad that I meet you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcus. And next.
Hello, I am Ioana Cioroi from Galați, Romania. We are a group of women that cook, bake, and sew. And we all are students at the University of the Third Age.
Thank you, Joanna. Just to make you known that in Galatz was created University of the Third Age at University of Galatz, and this is a strong group participating a lot in a lot of activities. Thank you for coming. Next one.
Hello, this is Vandana. I am an exchange student here at Heidelberg University, and I'm originally from India, and I work on lifelong learning and active aging in Germany.
Thank you for coming. Next one.
Hello. Hello. My name is Roxana, and my colleague Virginica Pintilie, Nano Stanca, Apostolescu Camelia, and Daniela Ivanescu.
Oh.
I am from in Galați, Romania, from the University of the Third Age. Thank you.
Thank you for coming all to get to know the organizations and to be in contact with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
So,
much.
next one.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sevda Tsvetanova. I'm a retired lecturer from the University of Ruse, Bulgaria. I retired 2 years ago, and I sometimes wonder what to do with myself, so I take part in international projects to make my life more interesting.
Thank you, Sevda, and you help us a lot to make a good strategy. Next one. It's Michaela. Micro, Michaela.
I am Mihaela Markovic, the coordinator of the daycare center for the elderly people, #1 of Cluj-Napoca. The center carries out its activity under the authority of the local council. We have University of Third Age Cluj-Napoca, and you represent this group.
Thank you, Michaela. Very nice to be with us today. I have to say that they started this year to work internationally, and they are very active. Thank you, and it's up to you to, and you are very active. And we overcome the language problem, and she's learning English. That's very good. Thank you. Next one.
Hello, I am Christina Marinova from Union Pensioners and Regional Ruse, Bulgaria.
Thank you, Christina, for coming. Next one. We have all, really? Okay, then we can start. Nobody is missed, no? So I will ask Dirk to present EURAG, which is a very important player in the field of seniors work and affairs and also education. I know EURAG since a long time. I'm also a member, and I'm very glad that you are ready to present to all of us the work you do generally and just also in this time of Corona. Thank you, Dirk.
Thank you very much again for giving me the floor and giving me the opportunity to present my organization. The European Federation of Older Persons was created as the first European transnational organization of senior citizens. It was created by senior citizens and for senior citizens. And the creation date is in 1962. So we have a long history to look at. At that time, in 1962, Europe was still divided by the Iron Curtain in East and in West, as you know. And EURAG was one of the only, perhaps the only civil society organization which didn't care about the Iron Curtain, but had immediately members from Eastern Europe and from Western and Central Europe. So for us, it was extremely important to create a structure. Can the dog listen to me? Okay. It was extremely important for us to create a structure which allows the communication, the exchange, and the cooperation between all the countries in Europe, independently, not regarding at the political system, but it was about older persons. It was about, it is about older persons and their needs, their desires, their hopes, their fears, etc., etc. EURAG is a non-profit organization and a non-religious organization, and it is totally independent from any political party. Its main purpose is to promote the quality of life of older persons in society, their participation, and it works for this at all social and political levels and interferes as much as it can. I will share with you some points which we pursue. The first one is the maintenance of an independent and self-determined life. The second one is to strengthen the participation and the integration of older persons in society. The third one is also a very, very important one, and it is the full development of the potential of older persons in society. This is very underestimated. We always hear that old persons are old, frail, and forgetful. But that is a very wrong picture and image of who we are. The next point is the promotion of self-help activities. We do not only have to rely on the others in society, but we can, by cooperation exchange, we can do things which we have as common goals together. Certainly, the improvement of the person's living conditions is a very important issue too. And this means also that we engage in conceiving and designing age-friendly products and services, which people really at any age can use. And when we say older persons, then we have a particular emphasis on the approach as we age, because older persons are not a homogeneous group. They are as differentiated as younger ones, perhaps even more differentiated, because they have already lived so many decades and have developed so many capacities and different opinions. But also the promotion of the rights to receive care and to be engaged and accepted in the definition of what care is all about is very important. We do not want to have a paternalistic approach, but an approach where we ourselves have the main word to express our needs, to express our choices, etc., etc. This means also the safeguarding of the financial security and appropriate housing of older persons is very important for us. And the representation of older persons' interests in society at large is obviously in the center. And that means also the prevention of any kind of discrimination on the grounds of age. EURAG is a member of the Age Platform Europe. It is also a member of the United Nations NGO Committee on Aging in the United Nations in Vienna. We have a particular status with the United Nations, as we were one of the first to receive that already in the 60s. And the same goes for the Council of Europe in Strasbourg. So EURAG especially promotes the coordination, the collaboration, and the exchange of opinion through its members. We have members, individual members and institutional members in now 30 European countries, and are among the largest variety of member organizations of all these organizations. What we do is we organize twice per year specific conferences on the different issues which we are dealing with. Let's say lifelong education, let's say the quality of care, and alike issues which we certainly share also with all of you. As an umbrella organization, EURAG is quite special. Not only that it's the most extended European umbrella organization of older and for older persons, but it has three specific characteristics. The first one is that we cherish a culture of exchange, of people, of information, of experiences, etc. We want to learn from each other and extend our knowledge according to what our members have to tell us. The second one is that we have special experience and opinions in how to strategically promote civil dialogue. Civil dialogue is the dialogue between governing bodies and civil society in order to make governing bodies understand what the life conditions and the needs of the various populations are. And the third one is we promote a climate favoring discussion and dialogue, and we feel like a family with solidarity and respect of each other and evaluating each other's position. If you are interested in knowing more about the organization, I would like to share with you our website, and it is, if you want to note that, it is www.EURAG, which is spelled like E-U-R-A-G hyphen, that is that little middle bar, Europe, EUROPE.net. I would like to encourage you to have a look at this website. You can read it if you have a problem. It's marked here, the yellow one. Okay? Done? Good. And you can see our last, the results of our last video conferences. We made out of these video conferences press releases, and these press releases, you can use them yourself and in your dialogue with your authorities, and they highlight specific issues which are in relation to the present to the present situation. And then last but not least, I would like to share with you another publication, which is this one, Making Choices for a Society for All Ages. That is a publication which is a white paper and which contains 136 recommendations to decision makers dealing with issues related to aging. It is a political, in a way, a political document, which is the result of a 5 years research project of the European Union. And well, I'm somewhat proud about it because I'm the main author of that publication. The publication, by the way, exists in 10 languages, in Italian, French, German, English, but it also exists now in Russian, so that you have all the possibilities in Italian, in Spanish, Portuguese, whatever you like, that you can download it and use it also in your negotiations and in the reflections of your own organizations. If you have further questions, I'm happy to answer them all during the discussion time, which comes after the next 2 presentations. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm very happy to be with you today. Thank you.
Dirk, a lot of thanks for this very interesting presentation. Some of us know the big work you do with your organization, but we have also newcomers, and it was very interesting. But now I propose to continue, and as you said, we will have a big discussion after. And so I will ask Nadia to present EFOS.
Thank you very much, Carmen. I am very glad that I can present EFOS, European Federation of Older Students.
Now you are in?
Yes, but I try to go to the next slide. I don't know who will do. Okay. EFOS was established in 1990 as the European organization in Bressanone in Italy by the group of emeriti, of professors and senior students from Austria, Switzerland, Belgium, and Italy. It is registered in Austria, and the presidency is at Comenius University in Bratislava, where do I work. EFOS has 20 institutional members from 11 countries and 15 individual members from 6 countries and 2 honorary members from Austria. Okay. Who are the members of EFOS, and what about the organizational structure? There are universities as members. Universities can be private or state universities, usually those who has studies for senior students, and also individual members are seniors. All staff of EFOS work voluntary. We don't have professional staff. Professional staff is only at the universities who has responsibility to cooperate with EFOS. What about our aims? We try to promote the access of older people to education at the highest level, special academies or universities for older people, fostering and securing of joint projects for all the students throughout Europe. I will give you later some examples, and also to identify possibilities of using the skills of all the students. Usually elderly students are involved in our activities practically, and also we cooperate with other international institutions. The main possibilities arise from the central aim and are established on the cooperation between the universities and their students. They are based on the protection of the interests of all the students. It is about exchanging information from the study institutions, including possibilities for continuing education, also exchanging of the life experiences of seniors from their universities, communities, own families, etc. Also, it is a support and care about the study programs we discuss, especially in our project, innovation in our programs, which are possible and not good to start, and etc. And also doing research on the European framework. Yeah, next one, please. What about EFOS as an international platform? We have, as already Dirk mentioned, we also have a consultative status in United Nations Council, and we are a member of United Nations Aging Committee in Vienna. We signed a memorandum with IUTA. IUTA is a World Association of the Universities of the Third Age. Also, we keep ideas and new of a new European agenda, and include EFOS is included, and we each year send our opinions to the roadmaps concerning the policy area, education and culture. We are registered at the Union of International Associations. We part at some ministerial conferences on aging in Vienna in 2012 and 2017 in Lisbon. We created a prepared manifest on the initiatives of EFOS to promote lifelong learning and education of the seniors. And it was sent with a letter to the European Commission. Also, we cooperate with the national associations for adult education and senior education in Spain, Slovakia, the Czech Republic, Ukraine, and Bagviva in Germany. And also, sorry, it's not written here, Third Age Trust in the UK. We took part at the Economic Forum in Poland. And also we are member of the strategy for Danube region, priority area 9, people and skills, and also in DANET network. Some examples, here are our members. During the meeting in Bratislava, they signed the letter to European Parliament. It is in the office of European Parliament in Bratislava. Another picture, please. Okay, this is the EFOS manifest. It is as a challenge to the universities to get support in senior education, and also challenge to the politicians to give support, and also as a challenge to all the persons to be active in on the educational level. It was translated to national languages. This example is in Slovak language. The next slide. Yeah, here is an example from the United Nations where together with Katarina Grunwald, EFOS General Secretary, we are a member of the committee, and now NGO and this committee in United Nations. We are here about NGO committee. Next slide. Okay, EFOS submitted and prepared for the members' action plan, which refers to United Nations agenda, and it is described here in this slide. I will not read it completely. I want to give you some practical examples. I don't know why I cannot move. Okay. I don't know this slide. I am sorry.
Nadia, do you hear me?
Yes, I do, but I cannot see the slide. But this one,
we can see it. We can see it. It's a slide for the presentation, the 25th anniversary of Dresdner Senioren Academy.
Yes, yes, I can see it, but very small. Doesn't matter. There is a picture from October in Dresden Academy. There was an anniversary, and also a picture from China, where EFOS took part. In the conference, World Senior Tourism Conference. Next slide. Yeah, this one is about the meeting in London. Usually our conferences or EFOS meetings are combined together with the workshops and visits of the universities and some cultural events. Next one. Yeah, this one is a conference in Ukraine, Klepsydra, in Kiev, where I had a presentation. And other slides. Ah, perfect. Now I can see it fully. Okay. Here are some other examples about activities, and seniors usually voluntarily give examples and do sightseeing tours. Next one. Yeah, here are some pictures from the conferences and project meetings in Germany, in Chemnitz, and in Uppsala, Sweden. And EFOS published, EFOS News is our newsletter, which is available online free of charge on our website. You can see the website on the screen. And the website is prepared in German and English language. And also all documents are available as other outcomes from the projects. Our group submitted some European project, Grundtvig, and now Erasmus. It is the second Erasmus Plus project which we realize now. First one was the project EduSenet. We interviewed 4,000 seniors from 11 countries, and we analyzed the group of older persons and elderly students. And this project share good practices, experience, we develop communication skills, but what is important, we do research together with this group of seniors about educational activities, educational conditions, programs for seniors, and etc. We published 2 booklets according to this project, EduSenet, and we collected 17 best practices, and we spread out the booklets to many countries. It is written in English, also available on the website, free of charge. Hope. And this is a previous project, Grundtvig project VECU. We focus on cultural heritage and how to pass everyday culture and cultural heritage and traditions on young generation. We focus on eating culture, yearly festivities, events in a human life, but also living culture. And what is, for me, most important are the proverbs, collection of proverbs, almost 170 proverbs we collected. Again, you can see them on the website according to this project. And this is the last slide. We are active in Danube network, not only in according to the DANET, but also in a Danube regional strategy. We took part at the meeting of priority area people and skills. And for the conclusion, I would like to say that EFOS is a platform which gives space to seniors and all the students be active in later life and it is open to all senior universities, academies, and individuals in Europe to take part in educational activities and projects with the practical involvement of seniors. Here is our general website link to the EFOS. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Nadia. It was interesting to see all the activities. We know now in a big overview, and because time is running, I will just present shortly DANET and ask to my colleagues from the management board to complete, because I had not time to make a big presentation. But I think the most important is to have some minutes, times, and perhaps another occasion to exchange our experiences and to reflect how we can cooperate. But Leo, I asked you just to make you know. First, those who knows us well, you know there we have the movement, an umbrella movement of Danube-Networkers. It is an informal network of civil society organizations coming from different parts, social affairs, culture, education, ecology, and so on. But we created also an association in 2014 called Danube-Networkers for Europe. So we are cooperating, the association is umbrella organization with the projects which are realized by the Danube-Networkers network, and where all the partners in the association also take part. Okay. So, as I said, it was founded in 2014. Weiter. And the goals are promotion and development of innovative educational strategies and programs on regional, national, and European level. Learning and education in later life, social participation, and intergenerational dialogue also are in focus of our work. Levels of action, it's politics, qualification of educators, and projects. Politics, we made in 2011 the first big paper subscribed by 70 organizations in the Danube region in the frame of the Danube strategy. And we want to motivate representatives of civil society organizations and to be active and to participate actively in the development of national and international political processes. And we are part of conferences as the Danube Strategy Conference, as the Participation Day, Danube Participation Day, and other big events where we can bring in our experience and our ideas. This is for making you known, codification workshops for multiplicators we do. And we realized a lot of projects since we realized a lot of projects since 2008, because the movement was initiated by Zaviv in the frame of the Danube Festival. But since 2013, we have a lot of big projects, and we can just make some for to know it. But you can also study it in all projects have very big websites. Our goal of this process is getting to know each other, diminution of stereotypes and prejudices, and promotion of European identity. The first big one was the Wanted Danube, where we built it up, where we made a ribbon of friendship along the Danube and created with this ribbon pieces of Danube pieces, and created and made a performance of Danube on the big place in front of the Cathedral of Ulm. Then we started with a big project called Taste of Danube Bread, Wine and Herbs, and some of you had been a partner in this project. We try to collect people of all ages, all ethnicities, all life conditions we try to be international, intergeneral, and also inclusive. And so we look for themes and topics where all people can be involved, and where there can be people, seniors and youngers, who like to be involved in practical way, but also it place for research and for bigger and more academic-based education. So this research of baking houses, our senior group in Ulm, so Ulm Danube-Networkers, just published a very nice book about research of baking houses in Baden-Württemberg. And so you can see, this was on the right was a competition, Bake Your Own Europe. It was to reflect what is my Europe and to express these ideas in a baking work. And it was very, very interesting to see who was presenting what. And here, language is the most difficult problem to overcome in the meetings and the projects of in the encounters, because we have no common language. Mostly in the southeast part, people studied Russian, and nobody has studied Russian or Bulgarian or Romanian or Slovakian or Hungarian or from us, and vice versa. They don't often they don't speak English or German or French. And so this was a project to create an app which can be used online and offline for small conversations between people in encounters. Building Bridges for Europe was one of our big Erasmus projects to make known good practices in all these European countries, and to make known step by step how you can take profit as an organization to be inspired and to do also projects with the issue of European awareness and identity. We have a lot of awards and we are very proud of this. The prize of the European Parliament was really a strong empowerment for all the movement, and we got in the end of 2018 the prize of the Commission of Economics and Social Affairs, and this was also a very how to say empowering action. Sponsors and partners, we have no money at all, and so we are based on project fundings and sponsors, and we are very glad to have a big sponsor in Baden-Württemberg. It's the State Ministry and also the Baden-Württemberg Stiftung, but we get also from other foundations some parts, but it's always a big work, and especially the Erasmus Plus drafts are extremely hard work to do. So this was quickly, and here you see the most partners in the board. It's the Slovenian University of the Third Age. It's Zaviv as the creator of all this network. It's Eloy. Eloy is an NGO working since the beginning very strongly in this movement. It's Pus from Zagreb, it's the University of Ruse, and it's oh help me, it's the board is also Writers League from so in Romania, but in this Building Bridges for Europe we had been also Agora and the Federoni, and so we try to widespread in the new projects. We have also partners in Italy and in France, and in the Common Together sessions, partners from or interested people from a lot of other countries. This was really in briefly form what we are doing, and I asked my colleagues to complete, Marcus and who is in, and Emily. Is something to complete?
I'm not sure. In the board is also Pus from Zagreb, and the Heritage Institute of National Heritage Institute of Serbia.
Ah, yes, I forgot. Thank you.
I also would like to remark that only in Bulgaria, only in our region, Rusa region, we organize more than 40 activities under this project of DANET. And DANET is organization of Danube-Networkers for Europe is very famous, and especially Carmen is very famous. So I'd like to show you one picture.
No.
This is Carmen is very, how to say, is a person who organized more than 10 international projects, and more than 10,000 persons took part in these projects with her coordination. And for this reason, she was awarded the Medal of the University of Russia. The time of Taste of Danube. But this is also for the whole organization. Also, these activities are not only for our region. There were international workshop with many representatives of different German organizations that are working with, which are working with elderly, and also there were invited representatives of many other organizations from Bulgaria. Also, I would like to remark that two delegations from Germany visited Rusa region, some organizations. It was also coordinated by Carmen and DANET, and they understand, they wanted to exchange experience and understand that we changed our mind. We started to work very hard and learn much from her. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Emily. I just informed me if we have some more time, because now it's interesting to exchange ideas. We have the presentation of three big movements of engaged in seniors, how to say, everyday life and also education. And first I would ask if you have questions to one of these organizations, but then I would like to foster the dialogue, because we have so a lot in common. If we can, and you make papers, we make papers, political papers and so on, if we can perhaps try to make a joint event, because I think all three organizations are quite strong, quite well known, and also the others networks coming in this morning, and perhaps there are others existing, can help, as DANET or Agora and so on, can help to push. But first, just for clarification, are there questions to one of the speakers?
Nadezhda Hrabkova told us that she is from Comenius University in Bratislava. So this is pedagogical faculty. What kind of faculty? And Jan Gunchaga is your dean. I remember you from one conference and visit in Bratislava. So I think that we can work together. We have got Erasmus contracts for moving, but can make project for the future for with intellectual outputs, especially to work with elderly.
This was just the first proposal, but I will ask once more, are there questions concerning one or the other of this organization? No, it was clear. Dirk, thank you, it was clear. Nadia, it was clear. Carmen, it seems also clear. So now let us try to see how we can be more in contact and perhaps also prepare something together to represent us as a strong power which is behind of all of us. What do you think about? I ask Dirk, I ask Nadia, but I ask all of you.
Yeah, Carmen, thank you very much. The question is a well-posed one. I think we should start by a very practical cooperation. And I would like to suggest that towards or after the summer break, we organize among our 3 organizations a video conference with our boards so that we can exchange on where do we have common interests, where do we have projects which fit well together, and have sort of a chat over 2 hours or so, so that apart from this presentation which we have right now, we know each other much better and create a communication structure. And then we can, in a second step, we can exchange perhaps even written ideas and papers on where we think that from one organization, the other 2 organizations can be extremely helpful and supportive partners.
Thank you for this proposal.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with Dirk. Maybe we can start with the video conference and later to involve also our members and students or who we want to invite to our meeting and organize common conference these federations together, and maybe the one paper could be prepared as outcomes from this meeting and sent to the European Commission and other politicians, which is necessary to ask for the support of seniors activities and senior education and etc. But how we can organize, we can discuss together online via video conference or online meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I would, can I?
Yes, Helmut?
Yeah, okay. I would like to suggest this idea, because when we see this morning how huge the projects are in this organization, we see that sometimes they are focusing on the same goals, and we see also some overlapping in the projects. And so it would be very interesting to bring this experience together and to form a common, come out of the projects and maybe to underline the importance of those projects. So that would be a very good idea, I think.
Dirk, yes?
Okay, yeah, well, that's, I'm just mean that there should be some exchange between this organization and to bring all the results of the investigation together and to bring it to one point.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Dirk?
Yeah, one of my concerns is that society becomes more aware that older persons are not a burden, but they are it is a great achievement to get older and older, living longer and longer. And older persons have a huge amount of experiences and knowledge, and how useful that can be for society if it is called for and rightly implemented. What I would suggest is that in such a video conference, we highlight the potential of older persons and the force of their self-created organizations, as we are. And that at the end of that video conference, or later afterwards, we agree on some meaningful messages, short but meaningful messages, to be addressed to politicians, as it was said, the Commission, etc., the United Nations, but also and in particular to the media, because the media transport the image on older persons, and we have to influence that positively. There's too much with Corona. Older persons are suspected to be the real danger, and they have to stay in their homes, etc., etc. You know all that talking about it. We have to correct it, because age is not the decisive factor. In Corona, it is not age, but it is illnesses which people have already had and suffered from. That makes them more exposed to the virus, and not the age. Mm. And messages like that should be condensed in simple statements and sent to all the big media, be it television, printed press, radio, etc. And on the other side, on the other hand, to make a decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Dirk. Yesterday we had a lot of topics and we discussed about ageism, and in time of Corona, the increasing of ageism. And we were aware that the calendar time or year they always name 60 or 65 is not adapting to what we are living. And is that it's not only for the care and the big challenge of elderly having needs of care, it's also that we have a variety of persons, and we have a lot of older persons until 100, which are very active, have a potential, and they are youngers who haven't it. And so yesterday it was very interesting, because in the speech of the commissioner, we heard that there will be a new action plan for education, and she named as also older people as a target group of this education and digitalization plan. And so I think we have to look what it means. Only a speech for the start of a big conference where she knows that there are a lot of experts and so on, or it's if it is really a grounded message she gave. And then when and we heard in different work groups yesterday that it's a big problem, but not only for elderly. Markus is the expert for this, but for a lot of people, is the gap between those who are in and not in the internet world, in the internet world, and what we can do. And so we saw that we have some challenges, which are challenges not only for elderly, but for the whole society or parts of the whole society. And so we have to take position. We had discussed also with Ms. Mollenkopf if it's right that elderly have some advantages, that we discussed, yes or not. And so I think we have to see not only the elderly, which means in English I learned the very, how to say, restricted in mobility and also in mind, but the older persons, older adults, but we have to see lifelong learning and well-being in all ages, but with a focus of elderly and what we can do, elderly can do to do for themselves, but also for others. This will be the big challenge, I think.
Very well expressed, yes. And if we organize such a video conference, we should concentrate on this.
Are there other comments or proposals or questions?
The proposal, my question is who will organize the conference? Because as I know, you have a very good conditions in Ulm. You have professionals who are experienced, but for example, in EFOS, we are just volunteers without technicians and etc. Therefore, I like to ask you if you, Carmen, could prepare this video conference between these three associations, and we can discuss how we can continue and follow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have a very strong partner, Zavif, and I think we can handle it together. Markus, what do you think? Yes, for the technical points, this is not a problem, and you have seen since yesterday mornings that we have a lot of different tools to practice and to also experience, also with the subgroups and so on. This is not the problem. The problem will be who will participate in an actively way, because I know it's very easy to make a video conference, but this is just a starter. And then we have to work. And to make a good and very short paper, Dirk, you know it well, it's more difficult than to make a long paper. And so perhaps we have to step up a small group coming also from other organizations which are interested in a small group working on such a paper. And then really have, and if you are a member of the H platform, we are not, because H platform, we have no money, and so it's too expensive for us. But we are very interested in, and we are following, and we have contacts. But we have other contacts, and I think it's not only to have our papers and our visions, but also our networks. We are all networking all over Europe, and some of us also in the whole world. And so to take profit of this networking and to bring behind such a paper not only the three organizations, but also power we have. Dirk, yes.
Thank you. Mostly I'm a pretty practical man. I would, as a first step, suggest that we create a little task force between, if Markus is really ready to organize such a video conference, that we have an exchange session before between very few people, let's say 4, 5, maximum 6, or even 3, it depends, from all the 3 organizations. So in a small group that we structure the content and the way of operating during that conference. Because if we go unprepared in such a video conference, you may land up left, right, or center. If we have already a clearer definition of what we want to talk about, what is the ultimate goal, etc., it facilitates that. And Carmen, later, after that video conference, then we can, as you suggest rightly, in a small group, prepare a paper with really condensed content, and then submit it to others and say, would you like to join in that initiative? And would you like to support it by distributing also that kind of document.
This is, you are completely right, and this is the way we have to do. To make a video conference is really not a problem. We do it all the days, and we have to find the people and the date, and then we can continue. But I think we have to be informed before meeting us about this new program. And so I ask, because you are in the Age platform, if you know, or if you can ask if they know, what is about the new program of adult education, and especially for elderly, because this would be of interest to reflect how we can take profit of it for the potential of seniors we have behind. And then I think we have to speak also how we can support countries where there are a lot of seniors, but not structures. If I think Emily said that in Ruse region, they are very strong now because we are cooperating since 10 years. But there are other regions in Bulgaria, I know well, but they have no university of the third age or an institution, similar institution, and they have no support. The same is for Romania, and I'm very glad that Galatz made the first steps, and Cluj is doing a little bit in this way. They are just creating, and I think this kind of organizations need support, and also mentoring, perhaps qualification for things we do since so long time. So let us think about two things: how we can profit of our knowledge and to bring together what we think it's needed in the public, in the politics and other public, media public, and but also to reflect how we can support newcomers and to integrate them in our organizations and to give them real help to develop and to widespread also our ideas, because behind in this countries are a lot of really not only nice but intelligent, engaged and curious peoples, and they suffer a little bit that they have no structures and no money to take profit of what they can do. I'm sure Emily, so both Emilys will agree, and so I think to push also the adult education, lifelong learning in these countries, it would be good. So let us finish for today. Dirk, yes?
Perhaps we can exchange our mutual email addresses so that we get a list of today's participants, and we can send to each other ideas and documents, etc., and links and information. Is that possible?
Yes, no problem. Okay. I will just make a photo so we know who had been in, and we have all the addresses, and so there's no.
Yeah, you may wish to send it by mail, so yes, that we can print it out, etc., and that would be easy. I can just, for those who are not yet in contact with the European Federation of Older Persons, we would like to get you as members. We have a very, very low membership fee, and in special cases, we can even waive it. And because for us, cooperation, exchange, etc., are very important, and we will find ways and means to accommodate new members according to their possibilities.
Okay, so I will send to all of you, or we will send to all of you the addresses, and we will fix a date in the end of September to make a first step for cooperation, and then we will see and inform the others what will be done or what we have done. Thank you for coming this morning. It's Saturday. I hope you have a lot of free hours now to enjoy, especially those who worked hard yesterday for job or being in the online conference. A lot of you had been yesterday. And I invite you with pleasure to come to this evening to the Come Together session, to the social evening at the end of this conference. And you will enjoy music and songs and presentations. Our Minister of Civil Participation, Mrs. Aller, will give greeting words, and we will have also the winners of the competition of the DANET project. The DANET project, most of you know it, and you had been participated. Come in and enjoy. If you have no time, we will, as every time, take the video access and widespread it, and so you can join. If you cannot join this evening, you can join after, but it would be nice to see you this evening at 8 o'clock German time. I remember German time, it's 7 o'clock in Romania, in Bulgaria, and I don't know in which all other countries. In Slovakia, it's our time, I think. It's the same time. Yes. So, bye-bye, and thank you for coming, and thank you for giving your inputs.
Bye, Carmen.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Colleague, we continue with presentation of the University of Russia on the other link, please.
Geht jetzt hier weiter?
Bye-bye.
It's Emily, it's another channel.
Yes, in another link.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
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 Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Tschüss.